Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, I want to know who would win, Fez or Jennifer Aniston?
Well, he was fighting a Greek girl last night, and you did okay for yourself, Fezzy. Fez has never... He's 0-1 in fights. He's had one fight where he was had his bike taken from him.
Much like the man in the chimp sanctuary, two that came up behind me. Two fishing pole kids, the cane pole gang. They had just finished fishing. They wanted my bike. They come up behind me, all shirtless and wet from fishing. Their bodies glistening in the sun, and their cut-off dungarees. And the one hit me right in the ear from behind, and then took my bike and threw it in a ditch.
What did you do? Get your bike back?
I said I didn't want that bike anyway, and I took off, and saying it didn't hurt. I told him it didn't hurt.
Why did you leave your bike behind? Did your parents freak out when you came home without your bike?
Oh, I never told them. I waited a few minutes and went back up and got it. I waited not a few minutes. I mean, I waited a while and went back up and got it.
I had a bike stolen one time. My dad never gave up looking for it. I had to be in the front seat with him. Finally, we see some kid with it, like maybe 4 miles from my house, 5 miles. He's pulling over. He gets dropping the bike and taking off. I don't know what it is about adult men. The thought of them their kid losing their bike just sets them into some kind of a death wish revenge that they're part of.
One time, Mother sent me up to the grocery store to get a bag of potatoes for dinner on my bike.
And that's all you guys had, potatoes. And when there was no potatoes, you ate corn. And when there was no corn, you ate dirt.
And I was riding back on the bike with the bag of potatoes, and the bag broke, and potatoes went all over the street and the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And I left them there, and they were furious when I went home without the potatoes. And I said, well, the bag broke, and they're all over the place. And my mother said, why didn't you pick them up? And I said, they were on the ground. Who's going to eat them? And my dad drove me back up there, and I had to pick the potatoes out of the street to take back home for dinner.
Do you have one story that doesn't make you look like a fat young femme? Just one.
Not many.
Just one that's cool.
And then it was explained to me, where do you think potatoes grow? In the dirt. Of course they're dirty.
All right, this is on the instant feedback, Fez. But from people who have heard you tell the cane pole gang story before. There was only 2 of them. 2 people don't make a gang. That is the truth, Fez. For years, I've heard you tell the story of the cane pole gang who punched you from behind.
Yes.
And you never had a chance. 2 guys isn't a gang.
What should I call them? The cane pole pair?
The duo. You got beat up by a duo. And only one of them hit you.
Yeah.
Well, then that's a fair fight.
Well, the other one threw my bike in the ditch. And they had cane poles. I don't know what they were ready to do with those things.
Hook you, and probably when you went to eat the cornmeal off of it, they would have sent it right through your lip.
I can only imagine that they were coming off a bad day of fishing. And we're taking it out on the first fat target they saw.
Bill, you're around the fence.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, I got to say, the honey badger, it lives in Africa, and it goes after the Africanized bees' honeycombs, and they sting it real bad, and then nothing happens to it. And a lot of animals in Africa are afraid of it.
How would it fight, though? I mean, it's great that it can take a sting, but it's not going to be stung by a saltwater croc or a bull elephant.
Right.
It's going to be ripped to pieces.
I'll tell you what, though, a honey badger sounds delicious.
Honey glazed.
Right, yeah, like the honey baked ham.
What would you think would honestly win? A honey badger or a sugar bear?
Sugar bear.
Hey, honey badger. We'll take a break. We're right back. Run a fish. All right, it's the Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, and with me tonight, my special guest, Mr. Fez Marie Watley.
Hiya, buddies. Good to be here.
How was rehab?
I'll tell you what, I needed it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. It was, you learn a lot about yourself.
Mm.
You know, I'm not just hurting myself, I'm hurting other people.
Right.
I learned that. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I won't be back.
Yeah.
I will not be back in rehab.
I love you all, but I hope I never see you again. All right, bye.
See ya.
That'd be great if I didn't keep hearing it time and time again. Then it would be the funniest line ever. Well, Fez, it is Friday nights, and that only means one thing. You head on out to Thursdays after the show. You see Fez, and the first thing you do is you pick up the warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Fez and the whole gang will be singing Hotel California tonight at Friday.
We don't sing Hotel California on Friday nights, at Thursdays.
I just go by the song that Tender Pullman did. By the way, that joke comes to us from Ken in Portland, who is the funniest man. Actually, he sent an email, Fez, basically about you, because we were all pretty shocked and surprised. Well, at least I was shocked and surprised when you told about your one and only fight when the cane pole gang jumped you.
Yeah, when those two boys, fresh off a fishing trip, came up behind me while I was trying to ride my bike home from the convenience store where I went to get a nice Slurpee, and they came up behind me. They hit me in the back. One of them punched me in the ear, and they threw my bike in the ditch.
Right. And the thing that shocked me last night is, and I've heard you tell the cane pole gang story several times, and I know that they took your bike and they punched you. And
right in the ear, Ronnie.
You did the defensive move of, instead of fighting back, using some of that Watley wit when you yelled out,
"That didn't hurt,"
which was nice line. That was good as you're leaving.
Didn't even hurt.
Well, what surprised me is I've heard this story a lot of times, and finding out that only 2 people in the cane pole gang. Well, I opened up our email today. Ken from Portland wrote in, last night Watley dropped the bombshell revealing that the infamous cane pole gang, the same outfit that terrorized the Sunshine State in the 70s, had in fact exactly as many members as Loggins and Messina. Yeah, just 2. I did some detective work of my own and managed to find an actual photograph of this gruesome twosome snapped mere moments after the legendary incident. Just take a look at this photo and get a load of those smug, "I just threw a girl's bike in a ditch" grins.
Rude.
Fez, here's the picture, and can you identify them? Cane pole gang revealed.
All right, that's someone from the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch and a homeless kid.
Is that the 2 that got you? But they are holding cane poles.
Yes, they are, and no, that's not the 2 that got me. But I'll tell you what, just the sight of cane poles makes me want to step back just a little bit. It's still unnerving, like Prince of Tides.
Was the saddest part of all is when you had to tell your dad, they took the bike?
No, I didn't tell anyone. I just went and got the bike later.
Let me guess, you went right to the refrigerator and got some leftover pineapple upside-down cake.
I wish. Those were 2 really mean boys, that cane pole gang.
Well, one of them seems to be a middle-aged woman and a small black kid. Didn't hurt.
And it did. It really did. I tell you what, my head was ringing after that.
Why did you lie then? Why did you lie and tell the cane pole duo that it didn't hurt?
Cane pole gang.
At least say, ow. Maybe they won't do it again.
Well, I wonder why they didn't take the bike, because it was a girl's bike?
No, it wasn't a girl's bike. It was a really nice bike.
They didn't like the tassels coming down from the handlebars.
Nobody wants to ride on that banana seat you had going and no pole there?
It was like being chased by the guy in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Be a crazed fisherman after you.
Oh, yeah, because both those stories are fake. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Well, you're getting together with the whole gang. Your crew of winners, Fez.
Thank you.
The cool table.
The winner's circle.
Yeah, Kathleen from the Bronx and the gang. And everybody's going out to Thursday night. Thursdays, you're getting there after the show?
Yeah, right about 11 o'clock in Fairfax, Virginia. It's Thursdays at Lee Highway and Germantown Road.
And Fez says tonight he's closing the joint down.
Usually I don't have a choice.
They're mopping up under his feet.
When you smell bleach, we're still there. That's our motto at Friday Night Lights.